Hello everybody, my name is Connor and we are here with another Boa game. I know, big surprise. We are playing against Lucci, which is Boa's probably worst matchup. And this Lucci player, he played Sakazuki until the ban, obviously, and he is a very good player. So I figured this game was going to be rough, but I did want to post it because I think Lucci's a cool deck, and I wanted to kind of see what I could do, see if I could do something here. So I go ahead and swing 5. My thought was kind of just to try and almost rush him down. I figured most of my bodies were going to be, getting popped, especially in the event that he sees stage. So yeah, I figured most of my bodies were going to get popped, so I just kind of wanted to get bodies on board and swing as much as I could. So, yeah, not sure if that's the play here, but I do have a Gravity Blade in hand, which is why I kept this hand. And, yeah, so a side note, though, I designed this Boa playmat, and I finally got it in person, and it is so clean. I'm so happy with it. But Lucci swings 5, and I block with Dofi just because I don't feel like I'm gonna get the opportunity to keep him on board, and I didn't really want to counter out. Realistically, I probably could have taken that hit, but we are at 5 Dawn now, and I'm trying to decide what the play is. If I want to play that Croc, and I decide to go 6 with Boa, hopefully getting him to either give up the Rebecca, or what I think we're going to... The only option we really have is to drop Jinbei into Dofi. We could have gone into Croc, but I didn't want to bounce his Croc back to his hand. We are playing a different list than the list I have been playing. This is a bit more of a standard list. There's no Navy Searcher, mini Navy package there. I like the list. I worked on it with one of my friends last night, one of the local boys in the community who's very good, and he helped me with so much stuff last night. So I like the list, but I feel like at this tournament I did not play it well. But I do like having the zero cost event. In this situation, I feel like I always end up with a Kaido in my hand, so having that zero cost event is so nice. Just because if I need to, I can get rid of Kaido with the zero cost event and counter out of something. Of course, I don't have a ton of counter right now, but I'm okay taking a hit here. But he is playing Spandam, playing the Kaku, popping the Dofi, which is kind of what I expected. Swinging 5, and I'm still at 5 life, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this. And we get the 2k Law. I feel like I see a lot of my Laws and a lot of my Crocs, and I don't know if that's just luck or the cards not wanting to work with me. So we do go up to 7, I believe, here. And I'm thinking it's a good turn to swing, poke with Jinbei, swing maybe 6 with Boa lean, and then drop the Boa to get rid of one of the Spandam, just so one less card. So I swing 5, he counters out with the Spandime. I'm just counting to make sure that I have 6, and then I do, so I swing 6 with the Boa lead. And he ends up taking that, which, sweet, good for me. I tap 6, drop Boa, and I freeze the Kaku, and put Spandam to the bottom, and I get to Boa ability, and I draw a Jinbei. So I see so many Jinbeis in this tournament. He heard me talking shit and decided to show up. So pretty happy with that. But he ends up playing Isho, and Isho is so good against Boa. If you don't know what Isho does, he gets to trash 2 cards from my hand, which is I feel like the cards he picked were good cards. It's the 10 Kaido, which I wasn't worried about at first, and the Jinbei, which I didn't have too much to play off of the Jinbei, but the 10 Kaido I think ultimately hurt me in the end. He swings 5 into the Jinbei that's on board, and I counter out and he ends up passing turn. And we get another law, so I figured I'd try and keep my bodies on board so I can apply some pressure. It is super unfortunate that he was able to get the E-show out. I mean, honestly, it was like, as soon as he played the E-show, I was like, yeah, this is a perfect E-show turn, isn't it? His trash doesn't have a lot of good stuff I think he can Gecko off of, and E-show just kind of fucks up my day, honestly. So my opponent also did a really good job at staying under 6 cards. He did say that he's been doing a lot of testing against a Boa player, so understandable. So I decided to Gravity Blade and get rid of the blocker and the Kaku just to try and alleviate some of the pressure that he is having. I swing 5 at lead. I think I'm gonna go 5, 7, 8. Just kind of, I feel like I'm not, as I mentioned, I'm not really sure the best way to go about playing against a Lucci as Boa, and it's part of the reason I wanted to post this game. I feel like this game is better than some of the other Lucci games I've played and lost. So I swing 7, I swing 8, I get him down to 2 life. I'm happy with that. For when I got matched up against this opponent, I didn't expect to win, and then I saw he was on Lucci, and I was like, oh, no way. But as I've mentioned, he's just an incredibly good player, honestly. Senpai, if you will, especially because I am building Lucci and I am working on playing. I think I'm going to play Lucci, guys. I've been toying with Lucci versus Gecko, but Lucci is speaking to me. So he puts the Dawn on Isha, which minuses all my characters by 3, which, I mean, I've got a 1-3. He minuses Boa. And I remember being like, oh, she's at 2, and he was like, yeah, and I was like, oh, gee, I got a 1 and 2? I don't know what's going to happen next. You guys know Mr. Robert Lucci is coming out to ruin my board, but he swings 5 and I take it. I get the Gecko, which is nice because it can recycle me some stuff. He swings 9 and I end up taking that just because I don't want to. I feel like I have to give him so much of my hand. And we have 3 of our 4 laws, and he drops the Lucci, which is great. Vi agrees. I don't know if you guys can hear her. She is sobbing. Yeah, I have 3 of my 4. Did I say Lucci's? I meant law. And he drops the Sabo, which, honestly, stupid good turn from him. I shouldn't be surprised. But very, very well played. And he trashes a Sabo and a Lucci. And I remember he said specifically, just in case I bottom deck these 2. That is also, like, so nice. Like, such a smart idea. Like, I know I'm supposed to be talking about my gameplay, but here I am fanboying over my opponent's gameplay. I'm sorry. So, we got 2Ks on 2Ks, and at this point in the game, I'm like, I have no idea what to do. Because I don't feel like there's much of a point to play just about anything I have in my hand, really. So I'm looking through my trash, probably the slowest way I could look through my trash. And I'm thinking about playing, I think I want to play Gecko. And I'm thinking about hard playing Gecko and then getting Dofi back. So I go, what is that, 5, 6, 7, 8. I go 8. I think I go 8 lead because I don't see a way to get rid of Isho. Now, I have ways in my deck to get rid of Isho. I'm running 2 of the Bounce Kaido, and 2 or 3 Red Rocks. So I have ways to get rid of Isho. I just haven't seen them. So we drop the Dofi to kind of get something, see if we can get something. And I think I put these on top. Realistically, I think I should have sent these to the bottom. I don't think Boa's doing too much. For me here. I've got the 0 cost event. I don't need any of that. Do I send those to the bottom? I think I do send them to the bottom. Good job. I think that those are not useful. If I live another turn, I need something big. So, yeah, this is the point of the game where I start thinking, like, oh yeah, like, getting Kaido out of my hand, I think, was pretty rough. Granted, he could pop Kaido, but luckily for me, my opponent hasn't seen stage yet. And I asked, like, how many stages are you running? And he said 3, so just kind of an unlucky game for him, or, you know, lucky for me, depending on how you look at it. But he ends up playing the Rebecca into Spandime. Spandime sends 3 CP cards to the bottom, and he plays the Lucci, just popping both of them, honestly, which with Isho is so good, dude. Like, especially against Boa. Like, Boa, I was looking through my deck. I just play a lot of 4 costs. And I think even without Isho, 4 costs are fairly easy for Lucci to pop. So he swings 7 into me, and I'm trying to do math, which is hard. I'm trying to do the math to see... Okay, I've got 2 life. I think I counter out of this one. So I give him the 2 of the 2Ks. Not the pretty law, though, because we want shinies. And he swings massive. What is that? 5, 7, 8, 9. So I counter out of this, and I think I probably should have just. I think I should have taken that. And then here I also misplay is I don't trigger the red rock. Granted, I didn't know I was gonna get another red rock, but I don't trigger red rock. And in my brain, I was like, I can't KO anything but Rebecca. Realistically, I should have triggered it, I think, to get rid of one of the Luccis. I don't think it would have solved my problem, but I think it could have alleviated some of the pressure he is currently having. So I think I do end up, and like, it's just tough because Law, I don't want to play Law. Law is not going to do me much good. And then we draw into a Pudding. And at this point in the game, I'm like, I know I'm cooked. Kind of unfortunate that I didn't see. I think if I saw, I think maybe more Boas. I don't know. I feel like it's so easy for him to pop so much of my stuff. This is a matchup I do want to work on and kind of improve how I play this. Although realistically, I'm thinking that I should I'm thinking that if I want to play at a more competitive level, I will probably need to play Lucci or another deck. I really like blue as a former Nami player. So I swing big into life just because at this point I know I'm cooked. So he swings 7, I counter out, and he swings another 7, and I take, and we get the Dofi, and he swings big, and I fold. So, kind of unfortunate. Seeing a lot of my 2Ks, I feel like I get a lot of Crocs and Laws in my hand, which isn't a bad thing. I don't hate it, but yeah, I feel like the Isho really hurt in general. Getting the 10 cost Kaido out of my hand, I think the 10 cost Kaido could have helped. Especially because he didn't have stage, it would have been harder for him to pop. I don't think it would have saved the game, but I think it would have maybe helped me put up a bit more of a fight. But that is that game. Again, Lucci is, I think, one of the hardest matchups for Boa, so we will keep moving from here and keep doing our best. But any feedback, of course, is appreciative. I appreciate when you guys are nice about it and understand that I am learning. I know I am a content creator, but I am not perfect. I am still learning card games. I've been playing TCGs for a year, and I am a slow learner. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much. You guys have been so awesome. The channel has been so much fun, and I cannot thank you guys enough. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you can ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new. And I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.